Okay, we are recording. Welcome to our Thursday night Dream Team call. I'm so excited to have you guys here. We have some super exciting things coming up. So I am going to start with our announcements. First on the list on the calendar is that the Dream Team is headed to Summit on Wednesday, which is so exciting. I just picked up your gifts today, and I'm so excited to give those gifts out to those of you that can attend. They turned out adorable, and I've got lots of little goodies for you. So make sure you have room in your suitcases to take those home, because I got lots of stuff for you. Let's see. No, Bree, mute yourself, please. Thank you. You're good. You're okay. So we have that coming up, which is exciting. I think I just saw where Aaron posted in Fit Fighter Nation, like a summit outline and a plan, how to prepare and how to post and things like that. So if you have not checked that out in Fit Fighter Nation yet, please check that out. If you are not going to Summit, it is okay. You still need to be posting about Summit. You still need to be sharing about the experiences we are having, because we are going to be talking about Summit on our social media pages. We're going to be coming to you live in the Dream Team about Summit. We're going to be all over the place about Summit and what's going on. We will be blowing up social media in the next several days. So keep an eye out. Watch out for announcements and what is going on. Let me mute everybody. Okay, I think that took care of it. So watch out for all that. I also want to give you a heads up. For those of you that are not going to be at Summit, they are going to make an announcement for Summit tickets going on sale next year. So they will announce the location where Summit's going to be next year, and they will announce ticket sales. So kind of have that in your budget now, because if you're on this call right now, then I definitely 100% expect you to be at Summit next year. So make sure that you budget that into your money for then. I think it was about $150 is what we paid. Okay, I'm getting nods, good. It was $150 then last year when we paid for Summit tickets, and that's the sale price. They always do a sale price during Summit while we're there, but you can purchase them from home online, because that's what we'll be doing. We'll be purchasing them online too. But it's going to be $150, and after that sale is up, they bump up to $300. So, and that's the price this year. So it may be a little more next year, but I would budget for around $150 for your Summit ticket for next year, and be ready to go and to purchase that ticket. And then again, just make sure you're watching our feed, sharing our info. There's going to be program announcements. There's going to be all kinds of awesome things going on. So just watch us and what we're doing for all of that information, and we will do our best to keep you up to date as much as possible. Shift Shop releases in 2 days. There's so much exciting things going on. So we have Shift Shop in 2 days. If you're not ready for that, you're past due. Like, you need to get ready for it, which means you need to start inviting. You need to start talking about it. If you need to know what to do, I'm not going to go into it now. Go back and look at mine and Courtney's How to Launch Shift Shop video on Fit Fighter Nation, and that will give you a lot of good ideas on what to post and things like that. July 17th is Team Cup registration. So just a heads up on that, to start thinking about the fact that you need to register. You're going to need to register a team for Team Cup on July 17th. For my personally sponsored coaches that are on here, I'll be reaching out to you hopefully within the next day or two. It's been a little crazy here getting ready for Summit, but to make sure everyone's on a team, and to contact those of you that will be on my team. And then Shift Shop test group start date for me is the 24th. Hopefully that's that way for everyone, but the 24th. And then we have our new coach tip call. Last Thursday went great. It was perfect length, just really quick tips out there. We're going to have another one of those on July 20th at 9 p.m. And then on July 24th is our next Dream Team call, and those that are going to Summit are going to be sharing their top takeaways from Summit. And then this is a date I really need you to put on your calendar right now, September 23rd. Put it on your calendar. That is Super Saturday, and you have to be there. Like, if you are working this business, you have to make that non-negotiable. You have to be at Super Saturday. I am not going, for those of you in our area, I am not going to Louisville Super Saturday this year. I'm going to go to Indy's, or that month on September 23rd. I'm going to Indy Super Saturday. I've been hushed to silence, but I can tell you, I know who's going to be there, and it's going to be off the hook. So you have to go to Indy. We're not doing Louisville. If you can't make Indy's, that's fine. Go to Louisville. Get to one. If you're not in our area, just find one in your area. You've got to get to your Super Saturday that weekend. But I'm heading up to Indy, and I even tried to talk Brett into coming to Indy for this one. So we'll see if we can get him talked into meeting up with us in Indy this time. Okay, so those are all of our important dates. That was a lot. I have some shout outs to give. Sarah Morris, who has already hit Success Club. That girl is rocking it. So congratulations, Sarah. And then we also have Carolyn Pittman, Amber Etheridge, and Jessica Driscoll, who are also on the board already this month. So congratulations to those girls. Carolyn and Jessica are both brand new coaches on our team who are killing it right out of the gate. So make sure, if you're not their friend on Facebook, send them a friend request. Start helping them out in their news feed, liking their posts, commenting on things. Again, Carolyn Pittman and Jessica Driscoll, two brand new coaches doing great things on the Dream Team. So that's all I have as far as important dates and shout outs. It's just an exciting month. I'm just so excited for this month. But I'm going to go ahead and get to the content of our call. We're going to be talking about power hours tonight. And I'm going to start the call off, and then Lindsay's going to share something that the two of us are doing, and it's really working well for us. Something that Erin shared in the past, but I just don't think we were ready for it yet. And now we've just kind of grabbed onto that, and I hope that you do the same thing. Okay, so power hours. You must have a power hour in this business if you want to move your business forward. And on my one-on-one calls with my personally sponsored coaches this month, I talked a lot about how pockets of time are great. And if you have to do it in pockets of time, that's wonderful. But if you can carve out an hour of your day to really sit down and focus on your business, you need to find a way to make that happen, because you really just can't sit down with focus intention for 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes there, and build your business the way that you may want to. You can definitely build a business that way, but it is very powerful to have a full hour to work your business. Now, whether that's you getting up an hour early in the morning, and I know a lot of our teammates cannot do that. They're already getting up as early as they can. So maybe that's cutting out that TV at night. Maybe that's staying up an hour later after everyone else has went to bed. For me, those of you that don't know me, when I started working this business, I was a teacher at the time. So I was teaching full-time in a targeted classroom, which means I was working until about 7 o'clock every night. I had 2 kids at home. I didn't have really pockets of time to work throughout the day. I didn't have all the spare time that I could just work on my business. I had to do that power hour at night, and that happened at night after I put the kids to bed, after Sean and I would spend some time together. Then I would sit down, and I would sit down with that focused intention and work my business. I needed that full hour. Now, yes, I did get up 15 minutes early to get in some quiet me time. Yes, I did have 10 minutes here to read some PD. I'd listen to PD in the car on the way to work. I'd listen to PD in the car on the way home from work. So I was getting a lot of those things, and Lindsay's kind of going to talk about how you can cater it to yourself when she starts speaking. I was getting some of those parts in at different times, but I had to have that 1 hour to sit down and just pound out my business. So I really encourage you to find that hour in your day and to really just work on it. So what are you going to do in that hour that you have? You've got to focus on those 4 vital behaviors. And I want to bring this up because I want to make sure that we haven't strayed away from it. And it's something that we've got so many other things on our plate that I think sometimes we forget what the 4 vital behaviors are. So our first vital behavior is inviting. You have to be inviting. Invite is what the vital behavior is called. You have to invite. If you're not inviting, then people aren't coming. I would love to just post on social media and everyone just come to my door and start knocking it down, but it just doesn't happen that way. You have to be inviting, and you have to be social and present on social media, because it works both ways. If you are inviting people, but you're not on social media and they go look at your social media page and you don't have anything there, they're probably not going to be interested. If you're posting a lot of things on social media, but you're not inviting them, I had a girl the other day, I think I shared with the leaders on our team, that has been following me forever and said, I'm so glad that you finally invited me. What in the world? I've been doing this for 4 years. Like, she wanted so badly to be a part of my accountability groups, but she never had the courage to ask me. So she was so excited that I'd finally reached out to her. Wait just a moment.
Can you tell me not to?
Maybe later, okay? Okay, I will later. All right. She set up a boutique in her room, and she's very excited about this boutique, My Fashionista. So our first one is invite. Our second vital behavior is be proof the product works. You have to be proof. You have to be drinking Shakeology every day. You have to be doing the workouts every day and following a calendar and a program. You have to follow that calendar and that program. And I want to give a shout out to Amber Etheridge, because, oh my gosh, that girl is on fire right now. And I think she is she is just such an example. She has kind of struggled in her business and getting it to take off and things like that. And now that she has started following that calendar, holy cow, she is just, I love it. I'm loving her energy, and I'm loving what she's doing. And that's her being proof that the products worked. Number 3, you have to do personal development. And I know that's the one that everyone is just kind of, if I have time, I'll do my personal development. And I was very guilty of that at the beginning also. You have to do that personal development. For me, it is a confidence booster. It's what I need to be able to invite with confidence and to get the message across that I want to with that confidence also. And number 4 is recognize. And I want to talk about this one for just a second, because I think our new coaches kind of struggle with how to recognize. There are so many ways you can recognize. When you have a new customer sign up with you, you send them a little card in the mail. That's how you recognize them. When you have a new coach that signs up, you post their picture on the dream team. That's how you recognize them. You recognize your people in your challenge group. You recognize your coaches when they're doing good things. There's all different kinds of ways that we can recognize. And if you need help with how to make sure you're doing that, please shoot me a message and I can definitely help you with that. So, power hours are super, super important. It's very important to get down in that hour and work on it, because if you do not, I can tell you what you're going to do. You're going to be looking at your phone all day long, and that is not what you want to do. Those messages can wait. Responding to those Facebook posts can wait. They can all wait until your power hour. And if you have that power hour to sit down and focus on it, then it's going to get done. And then you're not going to be looking at your phone all day. You're not going to be responding to messages. You're not going to have your husband saying, what are you doing now on your phone? Because I've been there. I understand. I know how that works. You've got to get that hour in, and you've got to get focused with it. So Lindsay is going to talk a little bit more about how we've kind of changed our power hour around and what we're doing and how it's working for us. So go ahead and take it over, Lindsay.
Hi, everyone. For anyone who I have not yet met, my name is Lindsay Rohr, and I am excited to be sharing with you something that Megan and I worked on during our leadership retreat in June. So I am calling this, Megan, I'd love to hear if you have a term for it. I call this my power hour boxes. Do you have a term for it, Megan? No? Okay. So that's what we're going to peg it right now, and it might transform into something different that we refer to it as, but let's consider this for our dream team a different way to go through your power hour. Some of you have seen on Fit Fighter Nation, we have a color-coded box that Erin and Erica put together for us, and it's a big sheet that overlooks the entire week. And for me, I found it very limiting for how many I could fit in, and we considered different goals for how many.
Can everyone hear me? Okay, I think we lost her. Let's give her a second and see.
Invites we were sending out. How many connects we were sending.
Oh, you cut out for a while.
Can you hear me now? Oh, I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you had.
Okay, good.
You hadn't really talked about it at all. So if you just want to start back from the beginning, you're good.
Rewind. Sorry about that, ladies.
All right.
So when we talked about this at Leadership Retreat, we were talking about our daily activities that we're doing, right? How many connects are you going through and either commenting, complimenting and questioning on someone's Facebook post that they have, or even just sending them a message and saying, hey girl, I see that you're running a lot. Tell me about that, and starting to connect there. So that's one topic that will be considered in this Power Hour box format. So I'm going to go ahead and share a screenshot. Oh, I think I can share screen, right, Megan?
You should be able to, yeah.
Okay.
It's starting to.
All right.
There we go.
Can you see the Dream Team Hangout now?
Yep.
Okay. Can you guys see the boxes here?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. So this is what I created that I'll be giving to all my brand new coaches. This is a really simplistic way to look at what you can do in your daily activities to really move your business forward. And even if you're not a brand new coach, maybe you just need a new way to sit down and just hash out what you need to do. Like Megan said, it's so easy to get overwhelmed with these activities. They are simple, but they're not easy. And a lot of times, even for me, I'm a one-star diamond coach now. I've been in the game for about a year, loving it, but I still have those limiting beliefs telling me, ooh, if I send her an invite, she might get offended, and those kinds of things come to my mind, and it holds me back from doing them. So when I sit down for my Power Hour now, I have what you can see here. Can you all see my cursor?
Mm-hmm.
You guys see that? Okay, good. So the amount of lines that are in each box are what I'm doing for each thing, okay? So that's going to really pertain to our connects, invites, and ads. And then our meditation, affirmations, and PD are what Megan's talking to you about. For me, if I sit down with a meditation, and that can be you just reading something positive out of a PD book that a coach has recommended, or a devotional, and I can actually give a few of those recommendations. But what we found at Leadership Retreat is the more that we really focused on doing these top 3 activities, the more confidence that we had in ourselves to get them done. So pairing them together is important. And when you first start out in the game, you might think, oh, I need to connect. I need to invite. I need to add more friends to my list. And you forget to take care of you. All right. So first thing first, I don't write down 8 meditations. I just write down what I got from my meditation. So I was just counting out my lines there, I guess. But you're going to write down just one takeaway that you got from your meditation. So today I did a breathing exercise, and I wrote down in my box, I can create effort and ease with my breath. And that helps me get through things, right? In my affirmations box, I write down things that I need right now. And I want you all to consider this. My big question for you as you prepare for your Power Hour, whether you use these boxes or something else is working for you, keep with it, but have some affirmations that you write down alongside all of your daily activities, okay? So I want you to really think about what you need for your personal journey, okay? For me, I wasn't able to do some of the yoga poses that I've really been working on. So I want to believe that I am strong, because I am strong enough to do them, right? But if I tell myself that in my affirmation, I'm going to put that down. I'm going to believe in myself more. And you might have enough room for 2 or 3 affirmations if that is what's working for you right now. But maybe you start with 1 if this isn't something you've regularly practiced. But these 3 things are guiding you in your journey so that you can be more confident when you come into the other daily activities. Then PD, read 1 page out of your book if you need to in your Power Hour, just to have that energy flow with you in your activities, okay? And so I write down a quote. Right now, I'm finishing up the happiness equation, and I have so many good nuggets that come out of that. So every day in my notebook, and again, I don't have a date up here, but always date it. And I actually have found with my devotionals and with my daily activities for this business, if I date a week in advance. So I have July 11th, a blank page with all of this on my page ready for tomorrow, if I do that in advance, then I'm a lot less likely to skip a day. All right, so that's a journaling technique used in the Miracle Morning that I highly recommend for your business. Date at least a week in advance on your notebook pads and make sure to fill them up. Another great thing that some of our top coaches on Fit Fighter Nation have said, if you miss, okay, so my goal today is 10 connects and I only get 8. Tomorrow I do 12 and I fill in these last 2 boxes the next day. All right, give yourself enough grace to know that this is a goal and you want to try to stick to it and you want to get as close to your goals as you can each day. But if you don't, you have grace for the next day. Remember that, because that's so important. And I remember when I first started how scary inviting, even connecting could be sometimes. Adding friends was scary to me at the beginning. It isn't at all now because I've done it so much. But these 3 things up top are really going to help you. And this is the simplest format of a Power Hour box. And I'm going to show you 2 more examples of Power Hour boxes that I've reformatted for our Emerald coaches and our Diamond coaches on our team. All right. And it's pretty much the exact same thing, but it's giving different amounts of lines, if you will, for each activity. All right. So connects. You're going to go ahead and do a hey girl. You're going to check in to see, somebody who's on their health and fitness journey. You're going to write down 10 totally different names. Same thing for invites. You'll see, once you become more and more comfortable with this, I actually split this box in half and I can get 20 invites in here. All right. It's a smaller space, but for me to fill this page up in one day with 1 Power Hour, that gives me satisfaction, like checking off boxes might for some of you, where I know that I'm on track. Okay. And then the last box is your ads. Adding friends to your network is so important in this business. And I will tell you this, I added 10 people today. I have not yet messaged them, but because I have all of these names, so potentially 30 names you could have for tomorrow, I know who I can go back to and start getting closer to an invite. I know who I can go back to, who I've invited 3 weeks prior and never heard from. And it just helps keep me on track. Okay. But for our brand new coaches, Megan really emphasized that your posts are important. So we say 3 to 5 a day. So this is what I was thinking about for these boxes and just suggesting to our brand new coaches, have some AM posts, have some PM posts. You might not get all 6 of these, but this is a guideline that you can use. Check off which ones you do. And if you do them all, great, because you're going to be reaching the best advice that I've ever been told in regard to posting and making this a daily habit. And that's something I feel like is one of my strongest attributes as a coach, where I have been so consistent posting 3 to 6 times a day, telling my story, my health and fitness story, my own personal journey and all of that, where making connections is easier because the more posts you have, the more people are reaching out to you and liking or commenting on your pages. And those are the people that I add to my connect, invite, and then they give me ideas for ads of friends because I click on their name. We have 40 mutual friends, and 10 of those people I still have 10 or more mutual friends with, and I just click on them. I go down their friends list. All right. So think about that with your posts and know that if I'm posting 6 times a day, 10% of my network is going to see each post. So my friend Sarah might see my workout post in the morning because she's on at 6 a.m. She will not see any more of my posts. All right. So we think about times during the day. And I think that for me, putting down the time and writing down what I do, because I've been so consistent, I don't necessarily need to write down my topics. My topics might change each day, but this might help a brand new coach where 6 a.m. you're going to do your workout photo. 8 a.m. you're going to talk about nutrition with a shake. You're not going to mention Shakeology. You're just going to say that I've had my superfoods and this is great for me. And then going down the line, real life, talking about your story. I'm a mom of a toddler. That's a lot of my network on who I'm talking to right now. I'm also a former educator. a lot of my friends are educators and they're on summer break right now. 11:30 is prime time. So I'm speaking to them during that time. And I'm really starting to consider more who my audience is at different times of the day. So for new coaches, this is just an idea that I had for an AM post and a PM post, and you're logging that, okay? This empty box I left blank because I want to talk to my new coaches about what they need. I'm going to ask each of you that right now, and maybe this is something you can write in your notes. What do you need more of in your business? And what could you put in that empty box? Because these boxes were originally formulated by our top leaders in Fit Fighter Nation, and it spoke to what they were doing. I've already changed the topic of each box for myself and what works for me. And then I did this example for what I think that my new coaches need so that they can get started on the right foot, okay? Next to that is Emerald Coach. And again, after you get going with your meditation, affirmation, and PD, a smaller space up top, and then I put 12 invites, 12 connects, 12 ads. Then you might, after you get going in your business and you're an Emerald, you have challengers. So you need to be considering at least touching base with at least 4 of them per day personally, sending them a private message or a text or even a phone call, right? Business opportunity is what I call inviting a coach. So Haley Christensen, I think is her name, did the gangster rap video, and I loved what she had to say there. She doesn't use boxes. She just does a huge list of 26 people down her page. That might work better for you, but I stay more focused when I have these different topics, and I know that I'm checking them off as I go. Business opportunity, I will send out an invite simply by saying, hey, are you a Beachbody coach? Just because they have positive affirmations and things on there and they'll say, no, why would you ask? And then we start talking about it, right? Or it might be a little bit more bold and say, hey, hey girl, I've been dreaming of having you on my coaching team. You would fit in so great and get along with all the girls. Can I share more about it with you? All right. But we need to be thinking about that as soon as you hit Emerald and maybe even before that. Okay. And then my coaches. So I check in with at least 4 coaches a day, make sure that they are feeling supported, make sure that they are on their journey, and if they need any help setting up groups, things like that, right? I'm going to write down my topics for my AM and PM posts because I want to add a variety, and I kind of have a set time that I know is popular in my network. But I will be sharing these photos and the popular times that we've talked about throughout the Fit Fighter Nation are included on that first page. And then my last part, Megan mentioned recognition. I'm giving a shout out not only to my coaches, not only to my challengers, but I'm back home for the summer in my hometown, and I have some women who are connecting with me on a workout class or a yoga class and things like that. And I'm going to try to be more intentional of giving recognition to people who I think would be great potential challengers and even coaches. And just to shine some light on someone, it's really important. So that's something that I think is really important. And whether you're an Emerald coach or not, like this is something that you could use. All right. And then last is for Diamond. So you'll see in the Diamond, I split up invites. You can do that with connects and you can do that with ads to build your business quicker. All right. The more that you do in these daily activities, the more you will see your business grow. And more than anything, the more lives you're going to be able to change. Because guess what? It takes at least 8 times. My coach Bree is on the call with us right now. She asked me for about a year. And it might have been once a month or every other month that she sent me an invite. And I didn't think that it was for me, didn't think that I needed it. And here I am, and the happiest that I've ever been in my life because of Beachbody, right? So with this, just remember, team, this is something that will help keep you on track. It is just one form of accountability for yourself, but we have found that by just busting out a notebook and doing the same format every day, that we as coaches who've been doing it for a while now are finding this to be more effective. So I'd love to start a conversation in the Dream Team page about, and you taking a screenshot of if you're already doing the Power Hour boxes, what that looks like, and any more ideas that you have on how you track accountability. I'm going to call out Lisa Cook. Lisa Cook has one entire column, if you will, just for invites. So she can get up to 26 invites in one day, and that's just all the way down here, and she split up her boxes differently. All right. So are there any questions on the Power Hour boxes right now? Stop my share. Nothing, girls?
Thank you, Lindsay. I want to add 2 boxes that I have on mine. And again, that's what I love about this is you can switch it up and change it as much as you want to make it fit to you. I have a follow-up box on mine, and I love that follow-up box because I do what Lindsay said, where I fill it out for the entire week. So if on Monday I talk to someone and I think, man, on Thursday I need to follow up with them, then I switch to Thursday and I write their name down in that follow-up box. So that's been very helpful for me. And then also I have a box called extras, and my extras box is my to-do list. I'm very much a to-do list type person, and I've got sticky notes all over the place with to-do lists to do for this and this and that. And it's been so helpful to have it here with everything else, because now this just sets out for me all the time, right next to my computer all day. This is sitting here. So I've got my meditations and my affirmations, my personal development quotes that I'm looking at all day while I'm doing all of this. And I want to tell you, I was very, I don't know the right word for it. I didn't want to do this. That's what I'm going to say. I did not want to do this. When Erin said to do it, I didn't like it. I don't know. I thought, I already do this, but I do it here and there and everywhere. And at leadership, Erica Buzzard said, just try it for a week. Just give it 1 week. I'm telling you, you're going to like this. So I'm going to challenge all of you to do the exact same thing. If right now you're thinking, I don't know if I want to do this, get a notebook out and try it for 1 week. And I think you are going to be so impressed at how much more put together your business seems. It's just so nice to have all of this here together to do.
It really is. Yeah. Megan, do you mind if I piggyback on that?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That was, I love that you said that, because that was something I said in my notes too that I forgot to say. On the back of my page is when I'm doing those extras. And I actually have a to-do list and a follow-up list as well. Well, that's on the back of just, you know, for your boxes, right? So just on the back, what you're doing there. But at the very front of my notebook. So I have a notebook solely dedicated just to my Power Hour boxes now. And I have 3 weeks worth of Power Hour boxes in them. The very front of my notebook, I wrote down my list of 100 people that I really want to help change their lives, for my life-changing list. And that's at the very front of my notebook. And so I can always go back to that. It's always right there.
I love that. Love that. And I think it's also, if you cannot sit down, because I know many of you work full-time jobs, so if you cannot sit down and do all of these boxes first thing in the morning, that's totally okay. I've looked at this and I've thought about this because I know we have a lot of teachers on our team, that if I was still teaching, how would I do this? Well, I would sit down and do my gratitudes, my meditations, my personal developments. I would write down my to-do list, and I would write down the posts that I need to make for that day. That's what I would do first thing in the morning. And then at night, when I was to work my Power Hour, I would fill the rest of these boxes up. So don't feel like first thing in the morning you have to sit down and do all of this. But you can start with some of these things and arrange it to fit your day. I think the best part about this is this is just something we can control in our business. This is something that we can take a hold of and we can do and we can make happen. Lindsay, do you have anything else to add to this? Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Well, I am going to go ahead and end our call, and I am going to stop the recording. Okay. I'm obviously needed. I'm going to stop the call and the recording, and then I'll open it up if anyone has any questions.
Mommy.